I get ready with me in so long, and I'm trying my best to avoid like that 2015, 2016 intro while I look like Dora the Explorer. So this is so terrifying to do. I haven't done these in like so long, and I forgot how I used to do them. But let's get into it. I want to just give you like more updates as to what I've been up to, like in detail, instead of just kind of like a quick like, oh, I've done this and that, da da da. But like, let's talk about how we from from A to Z, let's hit every alphabet. So I moved here, I want to say September. Yes, it was Memorial Day weekend. Like Fashion Week had just started. I moved here, and I was, wow, I like look back and I'm like, how did I have like all the energy I did to just go out like every night? I would never say no to like anybody. I was like, yeah, I'm going out, I'll be there, da da da. I remember this one time in, what was it, October of when my first Halloween there, I went to like 4 parties in one night, and I would have, that's something even like me back in Florida, I would never have done. Actually, yes, I have done. But still, I haven't done it in so long, and I thought I had like got it all out of me. I guess I'm using like this Huda Beauty Easy Blur primer. I love this. They sent like a mini for everybody, and like, you know, I'm a Huda Beauty girl. I got like this bag, but they sent like a bunch of other goodies. This big ass bag, like I love them. Regardless of like PR being sent to me from them, I have still bought like their stuff with my own money. That's like something I would still buy. Like this primer, she's like competing with the Hydro Milk, the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, I believe it's called. I don't remember. But yeah, like this Great Lash Maybelline New York Clear Transparent. It's supposed to be mascara, but I use it as brow gel. And as you see, it's a little old, dusty, crusty, musty. It's like this tube filled with a clear mascara, but also some pomade from KVD Beauty. They had the bleach brow pomade, and that's what I used to do to make these brighter, but they discontinued it. So before they discontinued it, I mixed it with like the gel, or the mascara, and created this little concoction that you see before your eyes that I'm about to. I just use it to like, you know, just keep my hairs brushed up and kind of give it some color. I hope. Kind of didn't do anything, because as y'all saw, it was like kind of running out, but it kind of did something. Whatever. So I moved here, I was just always outside, and being outside, you know, you saw some fine locals, and I was like, wow, this is what I've been missing? Okay. Like I said in my like first introduction video, the men of New York are polarizing from the men of Florida. Do I hate it? No. Do I wish it would slow down? Just Huda Beauty Peach Color Corrector. I love this. That's something I actually have bought with my own money, again, to restock when I didn't have enough. So now that I have laser, I highly recommend every doll get laser. Like, I understand getting like FFS and XYZ and Blase is like probably on everyone's list first. That's how like I started off, I remember, and a lot of other girls. Just get that laser first. That laser will save you. And even though there's like no hair here now, it's still like a little bit of a shadow, and I just like to cover that. And I kind of just fade it out to whatever, because I'm a little lazy and I don't feel like centering just here. Just seeing all the hot locals, I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe I should get on a dating app. Maybe I should try a dating app. Like, why not? I think I was just scared of like new territory of men and like how they act, because there is a culture obviously to New York as there is a culture to Florida. I'm gonna take the Performer, the Skin Focus Foundation from About Face, and then I'm in the shade MD1 Olive. Should I my pink? Me taking it out one time and how much it covered. Look like the peanut butter baby. But yeah, no, I was really scared about like dating out here in New York, because it was like new territory. I had just gotten out of a relationship with somebody, and I was really sad to have ended that, because this person, if I could have checked off like every box, what I wanted physically and emotionally, like that was literally like build a sim. I was like, whoa. I was so in love with that man. I was prepared to just like give up my dreams and not move to New York and da 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 da. But you know, I wised up, and though I will always have love for him, I will always hope he's happy, thriving, and successful. He deserves that. He was a Capricorn. I love Capricorn men, Aquarius, unfortunately Sag, honorary mention Gemini. But also, yeah. Come out of this like relationship, and I get really sad, and I'm like trying out this whole dating thing, And as I start, I think I remember my first date was with this, oh my God, this is so insane what I'm about to tell you. So this first date that I'm on, I'm talking to this guy. We met through Tinder. I had Tinder and Hinge, I think, downloaded. I think Bumble is the dumbest dating app ever. I'm sorry. Off of Tinder, we're talking. He's like this beautiful man. There is a cultural difference because he is like straight up Japanese, and I know there is a cultural difference, especially when it comes to communication and like not necessarily a language barrier, but like how you communicate to other people, and just like etiquette, I guess. And there was no etiquette. There was kind of like a difference in like humor. But it was like, this man was like, oh yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm on acid. I'm gonna have to reschedule the date. Let's try tomorrow. And I was like, okay, sure. And the date was literally, he brought over all my favorite candies. We watched a horror movie. He got really scared. Then yeah, we bumped purses. It is what it is. And that was my first date in New York. Interesting, very interesting. Do I regret it? Not really, because that man was so beautiful. But it was just like, what was that? I was so confused. But was kind of gonna be like an indicator of what dating in New York was like. Dating in New York has been so easy. Everyone pretty much is queer, brown, and like very open-minded. So like I really love it here. I love dating here as a doll. Like I highly recommend if a doll can like move to a different place, come to New York. Sorry about that. My camera did die. And I really do apologize for any noise in the back, but you didn't really miss much. I just used the Morphe Cheek Thrills Blind Date. It's like a trio blush, and it's kind of embarrassing. I like obviously love the cream because it's like this beautiful, like natural glowy like blush. And then I just went in and baked with my Huda Beauty Easy Bake and Banana Bread. It's like right here. I also apologize for the asshole out there rubbing his engine. I know it's probably gonna pick up in this. Or he's probably like mowing his lawn. Yeah, I hate that you made that a hobby on the weekend. Like do something normal. I don't know. Please. Hang out with like your wife, go on a date, hang out with your friends. Why are you mowing the lawn? Do something enriching. And I was so nervous, but the dates were so fun. They were so fun. I loved every date I went on besides my first date. That one maybe I'll save for another time and just like go in depth about these people, because like each person I've ever like went on a date with or like had a conversation with are unique. So I download Hinge and I go on a date with this guy. I'm gonna name him I was gonna name him something else. I was like, oh, I'm gonna name him and I was like, wait, I actually did go on a date with someone with that name. So as you see, I went on a lot of dates. Sue me. I go on the date with this guy, I'm gonna name him John. I go on a date with John, and it's so cute. He like, we went to like, he took me to see one of my favorite scary movies that was like previewing at this old theater. I think it was like Nighthawk. And it was so cute, and he bought me all my favorite snacks, and then we went to this photo booth and took pictures, and then we got dinner, and then we took a walk in the park. Oh my God, I loved that. That was so fun. He was so cute. It did not work out. He was from Atlanta, but he wasn't black. And he knew about, and he was, yeah, it was a white man. Oh my God, I want to date with a white man. And he was just, I remember I would like say something like, oh, I need 1B hair, I think, or something, or I was talking about curl patterns, and he knew about that. He's like, I'm from Atlanta. And I was like, it's still crazy. Like, I was like, how do you know about that? Like, how do you know about that? And I took the Milani Baked Powder Blush, and this is in Rose Diorio, which I did not mean to grab. That's why this is so pigmented. I was like, I thought I was grabbing Luminoso. That's why I was like, whoa, why is that so pink? A few dates, and it was really cute. It did not work out because he was just like, honestly, I talked to my therapist, and I should not be dating, especially in the winter, because I tend to put myself out there and want to be with somebody, and then we end up breaking up in the summer. I was like, what? And then there was this other date. Oh, this one was so beautiful. I fumbled that one. I definitely. When on our second date, on our first date we talked about like our music, not our music, but music interests, movies, and like things we like doing. And for our next date, he was like, yo, come to my crib. I want to like have a date lined up for us. I was like, come to your house? You want me to come to your house? You want me to come over to your house just to plow? you're a horrible person. Unfortunately, I still agreed to go because I was hoping it would be something good. And I do show up and it was the cutest thing. He had 2 easels set up with like canvases and paint, a still, he had like a still set up for us to like, for like an apple and fruits and stuff like that. It was so cute. And he had a playlist with all of my favorite artists. All of that playlist. I was like, and he had roses. We went to go get dinner and we used the photo booth. As you see, there's a recurring thing. I love photo booths with my dates. I don't care if we're gonna break up, if we're gonna be together forever. I love it just to look back. I love looking back on the men that I dated and all the dates that I've been on. But yeah, like that was so fun. I've been on some extremely bad dates too. I remember this one guy who went to Dave & Buster's. He paid for everything up until it came to dinner. And he was just like, the dinner I think was like $40. And, you know, I don't believe in cis hetero norms. But when it comes to that, clock in, pay the bill. And it was just this whole back and forth over Yard House food. And I was just like, okay. Needless to say, he paid it. And that date went so south so fast after that. But whatever. New York has honestly been such an experience, highs and lows. I've loved it. I've been in serious relationships. I've been in flings. I've kind of done a little bit of everything here. And I'm really happy with how things have turned out. But with that being said, of course, how does that help the other girls? Highly recommend if you are trans, brown, and black, all of the above, you know what I mean? And if you have the opportunity to date here, do it. It's so fun. I feel like it's a lot safer than it is in Florida. Even back in the day, I had a lot more trouble, not necessarily pulling men, but finding my type and one that was very secure in himself to date me. Don't ever date a man who is not secure in his own masculinity, not secure in his own identity to date you, because it's going to turn into lashings, essentially. Like that person's going to like take out his frustrations for liking you out on you, and you're just like, girl, I'm existing and you knew what was up prior to this, so what's the problem? Reach you like a person here. Versus Florida, it is a little bit more slow paced. And like I said, I really wanted, like, when I'm dating, I date with intention. I'm like, if I'm gonna do this, I want to date somebody who is going to, you know, meet all of my boxes. Why would I want to settle for like just a few? I'm not asking for perfection, but there are certain things that I look for in a partner that I will not compromise on. Ever compromise your values just for the sake of having a body around you? It's so unnecessary. I learned that lesson so early, like in my early 20s, like at 22. I was so silly back then, and I look at like some of the men I entertained, and I was like, you would have saved so much time, Sophie. Actually, no. I'm skipping steps. I forgot. Actually, I'm gonna take my holy grail, Miss Wet n Wild. I've been using Wet n Wild since I was 19. It's just never failed me. I've always loved this. I can't really talk during this, so I'm just gonna do this off camera. Actually, I'm gonna do it off camera. Eyeliner done. Whew, I can never do my I've tried so many times to do my eyeliner even back in the day. I just can't do my eyeliner on camera. It's so hard. I don't know how those girls do it, film it. It just never works out for me. But I'm using the Milani Cosmetics, the Fiber Mascara, of course in black. This mascara is amazing. My only complaint about it is it does take forever to dry down. I'm very used to mascaras almost drying instantly. This really doesn't do that, which is kind of, it can be irritating when you're in a rush, and I'm always in a rush. But yeah, I love it though. It really does add a lot of lash. I don't know, I probably got some on my eye, but that's fine. Once it dries down, I can just have to lick it off. See that I like it. Ooh, like, oh, it's so beautiful. I don't even need a lash, but I'm still gonna do it. Just an extra. It's so unnecessary. Men are so, men are men. We all know how that goes. What else am I gonna take? I always ask for my lip combo, and this is literally the daily lip combo I do every day. You can take any chapstick. This is literally the one from Starface. Love them. They sent me like 5, and I keep them all in like all my separate bags that I use. And Chestnut lip liner. It's like a pouty look. done, literally just take your chapstick of any kind. And that's it. That's literally my lip combo that I do every day. My advice in general when like going on these dates, just go into it willing to have fun. It's definitely very different from what I'm accustomed to in South Florida, because I would say it's a little bit more slow paced in the sense that like you're kind of like dating for marriage almost there, and like it's very homey, it's very like just like Little House on the Prairie, if you will. And I love that, but it just wasn't me at the time, which is why that currently didn't work out with my last like genuinely serious relationship. There you go. So yeah, this is my finished everyday look. I really don't use these lashes. I usually have another pair, but I couldn't find them and I was losing my mind trying to find them. I was like, I'm just so excited to like actually talk a little bit more and like let people know about like my personality and just like put myself back out there. So yeah, I just wore these lashes. These aren't usually the ones I would wear. You name it, I probably have done something of that nature here, and probably I'll go into detail more about the dates I've been on and what I've done, because they are some very salacious stories. But my advice, especially for the young trans girls that, you know, are living in New York or plan to move to a big metropolitan like city area wherever you may be that is just open. Honestly, I really do love New York. I love it more than Florida. And when it comes into dating, dolls that are like just starting to date and like put themselves out there, just girls in general, like you don't have to compromise. There's so many beautiful people out here, not only just like external beauty, but inner beauty. You really won't be bored. I love the dating scene here. I honestly am over it at this point, and I would just love to just like settle down. And that's what I'm doing now more intentionally when I date people. I have like a whole criteria of things I won't compromise on. For example, how you treat your mother, what's your relationship like with her. If it's bad, I don't really want to, like it's obviously it's very circumstantial why it would be bad, but like if your mom loves you and really does everything for you and wants the best for you and you're kind of treating her like dookie, how you show your anger, how do you show, what are your love languages and how do you show love, and what is your relationship with queer life. Even if you're not queer or like part of it, just knowing that you've educated yourself and taken the time to open yourself up to that life and understand it when getting romantically involved with people that are part of the queer scene. I love people who just take that initiative. You just I've always had like such a zest for life, and like I've sometimes gotten a little overzealous when it comes to like how I go about things, but I've learned so much about myself through these dates, through people, platonic and romantic, and it's just been such a cool experience. And like my advice is just never to be able to compromise the things that are so core to you, like the things that I listed. You're good for the experiences that I've had, for the dolls, like just be you, especially if you're living in a place like New York. It's honestly so open and like cool here, and everyone's really receptive to trans people. And as much hate as we get, there's much more love out there for us as well. Gonna be honest, especially here in New York and even in Florida, I've just seen it change so much and get so progressive. Like I still visit there for like my mom and some of my friends, and it's gotten a little better there. And just from my experience and just like from what I've been learning, I think one of the major takeaways that I would say, don't compare yourself to a cis woman. That's my biggest advice. Do not compare yourself to a cis woman and think that her life is better just because she's cis. Your life can be just as lavish and grand. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.